So today's video is on room 18 of the St. James Hotel. Now, if you're familiar with the legends and the lore, this room is kept locked because anytime they let anybody inside of it, bad things happen to the hotel. The original Unsolved Mysteries episode, I guess one of the owners went up there and they saw this ball of malevolent energy that was up in the corner and all that kind of stuff. It's all part of the ghost story. For many years, this room was kept locked with no access. And what I mean by that is people would offer thousands of dollars to be able to go into it, and the owners would say no. But that would eventually change. So let me show you how that happened.
Strange, unexplainable occurrences in the dead of night. Are they visits from the spirit world or just good ghost stories?
Well, tonight a different kind of Target 7 report as Larry Barker introduces us to some real Ghostbusters.
I've seen it, I've heard it, I have no explanation for it, and everyone says it's a ghost.
The ghost of the house has a reputation for drinking gin.
They're usually silent, ethereal figures moving through the night.
When billiard balls move on their own, pictures whisper, and the piano plays in an empty room, who are you going to call? New Mexico Ghostbusters.
Our objective is to try to figure out what's going on in these haunted locations. Seems clear. And go back towards the edge. Nothing.
Cody Polston is founder of the Southwest Ghost Hunters, a group of skeptics who take a scientific approach to ghostbusting.
Okay, Dana, we're down on the first floor in the Bat Masterson room. So far, nothing.
One theory is that spirits communicate with the living through electromagnetic pulses.
That's roughly 3.5 microtesla right there.
On this night, armed with electronic gadgetry, Polston and his crew are at the St. James Hotel in Cimarron, whose creaky hallways have seen legendary gunfighters, outlaws, and a few ghosts. But tonight, they're quiet.
Sometimes you'll go to a place and it'll be very active, and sometimes you'll go and you'll get absolutely nothing. More often than not, it's a lot of nothing.
It was a different story last Halloween at this historic Corrales homestead, now a restaurant. Is it something from the spirit world that moves this chair?
We haven't been able to explain how that chair moved out. But it's only one little, 3-4 second video. I need a lot more like that.
Do you believe in ghosts?
I do.
Archivist Mo Palmer says Albuquerque's history is rich in ghostly legends.
A typical Albuquerque ghost is alone, appears only at night, appears only to one person at a time, is somehow related to the building in which it is appearing, or has some reason that its soul is restless and it hasn't moved on.
A longtime waiter at Old Town's Maria Teresa restaurant, Dan Lamb, knows firsthand the spirit that haunts these historic hallways.
The inside gates are closed. My staff is gone. There's no one in the house but myself. And I'm doing some work up at the front desk when I very clearly hear a piano melody. I get into the room, turn on the lights, the music has stopped. There's no one there.
Some say the early day pioneers who owned this 19th century hacienda and whose pictures adorn the walls still make their presence known.
Maybe there's something going on with this.
Maybe. You never know. Then again, it could be explainable. We're going to try to find out.
However, it's late, and the apparitions that haunt this place have disappeared into the night and prove elusive. But the ghost hunters are patient. They'll be back at the first sign of restless spirits. And what will it take for you to say, I just saw a ghost?
To actually have something come up and go, yeah, boo, and to get it on video and have it tangible.
Is this place haunted? We don't know, and we'll likely never know. We can show you ghosts, but this is just TV magic. No one has been able to prove the existence of the supernatural, but that doesn't mean spirits don't come haunting now and then. After all, there's nothing wrong with a good old-fashioned ghost story. I'm Larry Barker for Target 7.
Okay, well, if you've got a New Mexico ghost that needs checking out, you can find out more about the Southwest Ghost Hunters Association by visiting our website at thenewmexicochannel.com.
So for that news broadcast, we were actually in several places, the St. James being one, and this is the first time that access was granted to room 18. Now, to be fair, there's a new owner who is not as superstitious, or perhaps because he's new, he didn't have anything, unusual happen to him or whatever. But I was, a part of the group of people that got to go in first, be the first ones inside the room. The room itself was much smaller than the average room you would find in the hotel. And you can kind of see that in some of these photographs. It's really tiny. One of the neat things was all the notes that people used to shove under the door or through the transom when the transom is opened, inviting the ghost to come to their room or, daring him to show up, and do stuff to him or whatever. That was kind of neat to look at. But this is also the first time that EVP, electronic voice phenomenon, was done in the room. So the EVP that was recorded in here is actually pretty interesting because you can hear it on the video. So I want to play the clip first. The EVP happens right at the beginning and right at the end of the little clip. And I'm just going to show you the part that had the strangeness to it, and then I'll come back and tell you more about it.
Okay, I'm recording.
Okay. Hello, my name's Dana. Can you tell me your name? Why are you here? Can you tell me when you were born?
Did you hear them? I mean, they're a little faint, and I'll play them again for you a little bit louder. The thing about this that's unusual is there are 6 devices that are recording audio. So since we're there with the news crew, both Dana, who's the girl doing the EVP, and myself, who has the camera, we're mic'd with lavalier mics. There was a digital audio recorder setting on the frame of the bed just below her, another digital audio recorder that's setting on the sink about 3 feet away. On the other side of the room, on the fireplace, we have an old school tape recorder. And of course, you have the video camera. These voices only appear on the digital audio recorder below her, down on the bed frame, and on the actual camera audio. That's weird. I can't figure out how that would happen. I mean, how did it hit the camera audio and not hit the old school tape recorder? Because the technology is pretty much the same, except one records video as well as audio. How did it hit the digital audio recorder, and not hit the other one that's over by the sink? So that's kind of where I'm like, okay, what the heck? Anyway, so here's the voices louder. And what I'm interested, if you guys think these are voices, please tell me in the comments. What do you think they're saying? So I'm going to let you listen one more time, and then I'll tell you what the ghost hunters think is being said.
Okay, I'm recording.
Hello, my name's Dana. Can you tell me your name? Why are you here? Can you tell me when you were born?
Now, I know that some people think it might be a noise in the room or somebody whispering. If that was the case, we would pick it up on all the recorders, but it's not there. I'll play the audio one more time, and this time I'll put the little text down there telling you what the ghost hunters think that they hear. So do you agree with them? Do you think that is an actual good interpretation of what's being said? Anyway, there's a couple of things also that is kind of interesting about this, and it's that one voice that it repeats. I've been doing this for 35 years. I've never had an EVP where the same phrase is repeated. So that's kind of different. We've never had that many controls and just it to appear on just 2 of the sources and the other 4 are blank. So this is why I think there might be something to it. Something else that I wanted to bring up that's kind of been forgotten in the more modern world of ghost hunting is that it's not called electronic voice phenomenon. because we're using electronic devices to record it. It's called that because it's something that appears to mimic a human voice, but it sounds electronic. And these do sound electronic. Finally, I want to emphasize that I'm not making some sort of a claim that these are voices of the dead or something like that. I'm saying that it's very unusual and strange for it to be recorded only on 2 audio sources out of the 6 that were there. So what are your thoughts on this? Freaky or not? If you enjoyed this video, please remember to like it and subscribe if you haven't done so. And I'll see you guys again in the next video.